TAGNBRAG Nation, Goose Chasers, what is up? We are back, baby. We are back. And Dino and I are recording this bad boy on Tuesday and mourning a little loss yesterday on Monday Night Football. And that's kind of all, personally for me, that's kind of all I can think about right now. We grew up diehard Browns fans. We're from Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised. And certainly there's not much bandwagon jumping in Cleveland ever. That's one thing I could say about our city, hard-working blue-collar city, and there's not many bandwagon Browns fans, especially. You're either a diehard Browns fan or you hate us. And for us, we've always it's good and bad because it makes it a lot easier to get in the woods and spend some time in a tree in the fall. But also, yeah, as diehard sports fans, like I said, it makes it tough because you want to see your city victorious, or you want to see them, try at least. But man, last night was a brutal one, or 2 nights ago, if you're listening to this on Wednesday, as it launches, was a tough one for the old Brownies. I mean, not only the loss, but man, the injury to Nick Chubb, and that's kind of the heart and soul of our squad.
It is the squad. You learn that after losing him. He is the squad.
Well, and it's one thing to get injured, get injured during a game or get knocked out for a couple plays, whatever. But his injury was about as horrific and graphic and nasty as you could even ever imagine. And, it sucks. Like, my heart breaks for the dude. He's literally, he's the prototypical, like, if you wanted your son or your daughter to model their attitude after somebody, where you don't get too high on the highs and you don't get too low on the lows, you just pack your lunch and go to work every single day, and with your head down, with a good attitude, and you know what you're going to get out of that guy. You like, there's never a lack of effort. You just know what you're going to get. That's the person that you would want them to model their attitude, their work ethic, and everything off of. And for that to happen, and for him to go down like that is, man, that's tough.
That's probably honestly, aside from him being, in my opinion, the best running back in the NFL, you're losing that. You're losing that character. There's nobody in the NFL like that dude.
No,
I'm sorry.
Everybody's got to be flashy now.
No, everyone's you get a first down and it's like you freaking won the lottery. You got to jump up and down like an idiot, taunting the crowd. You got to do all this shit because you did your job. You did your job, dude. And that dude he'll score a touchdown, hand the ball to the ref, run back to the sideline.
Yep.
Did his job. I don't need to jump up and down and be an idiot.
If he's got 50 yards or 250 yards, a touchdown, or 4 touchdowns in a game, it doesn't matter. The tink up on the number next to the W column in our record is the only thing that matters to that guy. It's the only thing. And that's, he
never complained last year when he was
not getting the ball.
Yeah, which was stupid.
And he was the only one who deserved to have the ball in his hands.
Yeah, won't complain about that stuff. Just the dude is I don't know. He's the funnest. He's the most likable NFL player in the NFL. Like I said, you get these. Everyone makes a play these days, and it's like they gotta celebrate like they just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
deflect the pass, sack the quarterback, and you got to friggin' belly crawl 20 yards and then like I don't know. It just did you have one job to sack
Right.
the quarterback and you did it on one play?
Yeah, got one out of the
Good
65 snaps that you were in for the game.
good job.
Congrats.
And I'm not saying it's easy to do or anything like that, but I don't know. It just yeah. I don't that mentality is a little outrageous to me, but anyway, going back to it, it's just the fact that you don't get any of that from Nick Chubb. And like everybody likes him. I mean, look at the friggin' I'm sorry, but the whole crowd last night was chanting Chubb.
Yeah, when he was getting, which was, I mean, out of the Pittsburgh fans was pretty classy. I mean that was pretty cool. It's a very very heated rivalry between the Browns and the Steelers. Very heated. Like
Yeah.
been that way for years. We grew up, you know, all that we heard Pittsburgh sucks and they dominated us in a lot of different, year after year after year whatever and yeah, for that portion of it was cool to see that the hit. I don't know. I mean, you look back at that, and in the NFL, they talk about targeting and they talk about going at knees, and I know a lot of that is like focused on the quarterback, but I mean, you're talking about a guy that's in the middle of getting tackled, and you literally fucking throw your entire body and as fast as you can, your momentum right at his legs, like
The side of it. I mean,
the side of his
that's what
legs. Like that's it's one thing, yeah, if you're coming at him, if he can see you coming, whatever, like
he can kind
ra-
of deflect the
wrap,
hit a little bit.
yeah, wrapping him up when he's getting tackled high would make sense. Hammering, I mean, the dude hit him so hard he knocked himself out of the game.
Yeah, that was a complete bullshit hit. And I know they like targeting is
Is it?
all
I
you really
guess at the
focus
head.
on. Yeah, that's what all their NFL really focuses on is the leading with the well, I guess they lead it's leading with the helmet, which he kind of did. I don't know if his knee I don't know if his head hit his knee, but um it just that was a
That was
bogus
a that was a
friggin'
bullshit play.
bozo hit. I mean, it
That
was
was a
not
bullshit. That was a bullshit play.
it
That
wasn't
was fucking
necessary.
no, it was not necessary. And to me, it was, the heated that's where does the heated rivalry take over in that instance, and all of a sudden, you go from playing football to wanting to hurt somebody. And, you would never, I don't think that you would ever do that um with the intention of knocking somebody out for an entire season or potentially ending their career. But that's the reality that this dude is facing now after one play. Like, shit pisses me off. It's so annoying. I mean, it obviously, I'm a little biased because I'm a
Yeah.
diehard Browns fan, but I in if the roles were reversed and it was their running back, or if it was one of their star players, and if it was our guy that did that, in the back of my mind I'd be going,
Was
was
that
that legit? Was
yeah,
that legit? I don't know. I don't know. I just, the magnitude of that injury only happens with extreme force.
well, yeah, I mean, you look at the plays going balls to the wall, literally directly at his kneecap. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other it wasn't even like, oh, I'm going at him and I just like missed where I was
No.
aiming and hit his kneecap. No, he was like literally missile locked on his knees.
Yeah.
Let me hit him as hard as I can. I I get it. The NFL is these players are so big and so fast and so strong now. Like when they're going a million miles an hour, it's just there's a lot of force there, but you can I don't know. And there's definitely there's a want from the player or the viewer to see these like big hits, but it's not necessary. Like you can stop people, you can bring people down within a yard
Well,
stopping them
and
from going forward without just like literally 100 miles an hour throwing your body at them.
well, yeah, and I think that the NFL's done a pretty good job of stopping a lot of that, I think. But in this
Almost
instance,
too much in some.
right?
Some
Yeah,
some
yeah,
guys are like, all right,
exactly.
we can't. This is going to be touch football by the time, and I understand. I just think as a player, you there's times where like there's times when you can make a big hit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That was just yeah. I don't know. It's I know he was getting close to the goal line but he wasn't there, and it wasn't like he was it wasn't like one of those things where he's coming to the first down marker and you got to literally stop him in his tracks.
Yeah, and
He was just running.
he had no, he wasn't going to like, he was coming from the side. He wasn't coming head on.
No.
He wasn't going to stop him in his tracks.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't that's the thing. Like he literally was coming perpendicular. He was running parallel with the goal line.
Yeah.
And he hammered him in the side of the knee. I don't know. I think it was dirty. I mean, especially when you watch from the one angle and you can't even tell
Yeah,
that he
the one
was,
that they show a lot, you can't really see.
you can't see that he even got hurt, and then he went down and he was grabbing his leg and he immediately like took his helmet off and he was screaming.
Yeah, he was yelling.
Screaming on the field. And at that point, a player that's that strong and that tough. I mean, the dude freaking squats 6, 7, 800 pounds. Like, to take outs, literally, like, that replay is horrific. His leg is 3/4 of the way in the wrong direction. Like, to take out somebody's leg like that is that big and that strong, and they utilize their legs for their profession. I don't know. Fuck that guy, man. I fucking hope he's done for the fucking season, to be honest. And I hate to wish any ill will on anyone, but I just can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit when you're deliberately, or what seems to be, deliberately trying to hurt somebody, deliberately trying to dethrow somebody that is either defenseless or like that's not where you're at right now. Like that's not it was just unnecessary, completely unnecessary.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest. I guess the bottom line is when you're making a hit in football and you're not going at someone with like, I need to stop this guy now. It's like, I'm going in to hurt somebody.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems like that's what he was doing in that.
Yeah, it sure does.
Especially like you said, going in from the side that way. Just like
I hope it's addressed. Like I hope somebody says something.
I don't think they're gonna. No one's even said anything about it.
I don't understand. You watch that play over and over again, and it's like, what?
A lot of people, we've all, our buddies, we've been chatting about it, like how dirty that was, but they didn't like.
They didn't say.
I know.
Joe Buck and Aikman were on their knees for the Steelers all friggin' game. It was insane.
It doesn't matter what team Cleveland is playing. If Joe Buck is announcing, he will.
Oh my God!
Torquing the other team as hard as he can. Deep.
That dude is brutal.
He even said once last night, like, I know the Cleveland fans are. He's like, I'm just speaking the obvious here, but
yeah.
Like, dude, shut up. You always are gagging on the other team.
Yeah, literally. We can't understand you, Joe. You got something in your mouth. You douchebag.
My God, every close call that was under review, he was like trying to talk any evidence into the fact that it should go the Steelers' way.
Yeah.
Every time.
Brutal.
Like,
it was brutal.
Would you freaking chill?
It was brutal.
It was no different in the friggin' World Series in 16 against the Cubs. That dude wanted them to win so bad.
I mean, he had Schwarber like
he literally was lap dancing Schwarber.
Oh my God. He was lap dancing them, friggin'. Yeah, we won't get into that, but she's
My
a
God.
man. And Aikman wasn't far behind him. He was elephant walking him he was elephant walking Aikman right into the Steelers locker room.
Yeah.
Like, dude, be
Aikman a couple
objective.
times. Usually
Be objective.
Aikman is pretty good. And he was better, but there was a couple. That one catch by I don't know if it was Pickens or what, but he caught the ball and took like 4 or 5 steps, and then Ward hit him, fumble. And then we recovered, and they were like, I don't know if that was a catch.
Oh my God, I
Like,
know.
dude, do you know what the rules are? Like,
Yeah, like
it wasn't
he
even
literally
close.
caught the ball, turned around, got smoked, ball came out, and they're like, yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that was a catch.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't think that was a catch.
They got 53 freaking Schwanzes dangling in their nose. Freaking tools.
And it pisses me off because every time every time we're playing someone that Joe Buck is announcing, we always lose.
Yeah, I know.
And it's always goes to, yeah, it makes you think it's whatever.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it was just like, like I said, getting back to it, as a Cleveland sports fan and as a diehard Cleveland sports fan, whether it's the Guardians, the Indians, actually, is what they will always be in my heart, because as a young boy growing up,
it's the Tribe.
it was the Tribe, baby, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't care what political view side you're on. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Celebrating it.
Celebrate them. But anyway, the Tribe was always the underdogs, and we always figured out, like, especially in the 90s, we were solid. Like, we always figured out a way. The Cavs, obviously, when they won a championship, that was like one of the best things, that I've experienced as a Cleveland fan, easily. But they've always been, up and down too. And you know what? When the first time when LeBron left for Miami, guess what? Still a Cavs fan. Didn't follow LeBron to Miami.
So many people did.
Yeah, but those were not Cleveland fans.
LeBron fans.
Those were LeBron fans, yeah. And that's understandable. It's like Michael Jordan. Like, I was a fan of Michael Jordan back in the day. I'm a fan of Michael Jordan and just the greatness that he displayed. As a Cavs fan, I'm not a fan of Michael Jordan at all. But like that's it. Like, LeBron left. All right. See you later, LeBron. Still a Cavs fan. Don't give a fuck if we go 4-78 next year. Still a Cavs fan. That's how we roll. We're loyal. We stick with our squad, and we battle through adversity no matter what. Like, that's just it. It's the same with the Browns. And the Browns have always been tough to root for. They've always made it tough to root for them, but it doesn't matter. Like, every Sunday you turn that TV on and you're hoping for a Browns win. And every year, whatever. You make the friggin' joke that, oh, there's always next year in Cleveland. There's always next year. Well, yeah, that's kind of how it is at times. But this year, being that we had such a strong, God bless,
thank you,
such a strong roster, and especially with the offense running on all cylinders behind Nick Chubb, it felt good. Like, it felt, and the way that we played Cincy last week, it felt good. So this is a massive blow.
And yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's game 2, so nothing,
right, for sure.
Everyone's gonna say, well, better, there's always next year, which is not true. I mean, this is game 2 of the freaking season. It's not, and we're 1-1. So it would have been a bigger win for us last night, but obviously it's a big loss, but it's a lesser of a loss than it would have been a win for us, in my opinion. But yeah, at this point you got to just roll with it. The thing that, it sucks that you realize how you knew Nick Chubb was our team, but you realize how big it was after last night. I mean, we couldn't do shit offensively after he was gone.
Dude, he was
Nothing.
rolling in the first quarter. He had like 60-something yards just in the first quarter.
Yeah, you just realize how big the dude was, and unfortunately, I don't know if it's Stefanski or what, but Watson is not. I don't know. I got to go back to it because every time we play the Steelers, nobody talks about the Steelers ever, at least anymore. And
their defense is just, the way they play football is just insane.
nobody talks about the Steelers, and they always will be in playoff contention at the end of the year, if not in the playoffs every year. Doesn't they don't, with the coach and the organization that they have, they will not be 3-14 or whatever. It's just not going to happen. And they come after you every play. Like, and I don't know if it was just that, and I wasn't expecting to see a super good Steelers team. But friggin', they were still down. They were down Cameron Hayward, but dude, they friggin' TJ Watt is on you every fucking play.
But what I mean, to your point, Stefanski, like, hey, wake up, man. They're blitzing the shit out of us.
Maybe
get the ball in and out of Deshaun's hands quickly.
Or
why are we trying to hand the ball off to our second string running back, who actually did half decent considering? And why are we trying to let these long plays develop when you know they're bringing the pressure? We don't have Chubb in the backfield.
Yeah, there's Stefanski's never done this. There's easy adjustments to this. Play a fucking tight end up against in tight or both.
Yeah.
Play 2 tight end sets. Dude,
God knows they can't hang on to the ball. Maybe they could block somebody.
Whenever Njoku or Harrison Bryant is in the lineup, they're out wide.
And like, they can't. Do you understand? They either can't catch or they fumble the ball.
Yeah. Do you understand the point of a tight end? Like the true point of a tight end is the block first and then slip open.
Dude, and
but they don't ever, unless we're in like friggin' goal line, they don't ever friggin' put them tight ends in tight.
You got 7 days to prepare for the Steelers, all right? You're probably thinking about what's this first play going to be like since like last Wednesday. And they draw up a little out to our second string tight end. Are you fucking kidding me? We have Nick Chubb, we have Amari Cooper, we've got Elijah Moore. You couldn't have drawn up anything for any one of those guys for the first play of the game? You draw it up for our second string tight end, probably like 6 or 7 dudes down the freaking offensive depth chart when it comes to who's going to freaking get the ball on this play. You draw it up for him? Like, come on, man. That's like a whole nother thing that I like. Deshaun obviously struggled. Our offensive line struggled. Like, come on.
Yeah, they were getting blown up.
They were getting blown up. Penalty after penalty. Every time we had a decent play to give us momentum, holding back 10 yards, it was freaking brutal. Like, nobody's talking about that shit. But then you freaking, like, you're drawing up these plays that it's just like, it seems like everybody's going deep because Deshaun's holding on to the ball, or Deshaun's just holding on to the ball way the frick too long. But I don't know, man. Yeah, he
just doesn't. And again, maybe it just that he didn't have enough time because he was getting pressured a lot. But he's not very good at like finding the pocket. Like, as soon as there's any collapse, he's like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And again, I was watching I was watching that last night, and there wasn't many good pockets. Like, they were friggin' collapsed. Like, he was pretty sandwiched, so I get it. But he just likes to bounce outside, and he's good with his legs, but sometimes just like, you just got to get rid of the ball. And
there was a couple of times last night where it was just like, dude, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And then all of a sudden sack.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening? And he's, I mean, after that injury, everybody you got to think everybody on that offensive side is trying to be the hero, is
Well,
trying
yeah,
to
and the whole
step up
game
for their
plan,
dude.
the whole game plan is switched up at that point, which you're trying to make that adjustment mid-game, which I believe good coaches can do. I don't think Stefanski's good enough to do that.
I don't
Yeah.
either. I mean,
I don't think the dude is a horrible coach, but he just doesn't have the intensity or command to be in control of a game. I mean, you can see what coaches when they're like in control on the sideline, he just looks like he's throwing darts.
yeah.
Honestly, he does.
Well,
He
if
doesn't. He's
look
not
at the
pacing around like McVay or friggin' what the hell is the Bills coach? I don't know. I just look at all these coaches. I'm like, this dude's win, lose, or making mistakes. He's in command. He knows what he
yeah.
wants to do.
Yeah.
Even like
That
McDaniels, I don't know. You just look at these dudes and they're like confident in what they're doing. This guy is like, oh shit, like, oh fuck, that didn't work. So what the fuck am I gonna read now off this fucking laminated piece
menu.
of
Yeah.
paper? I
Yeah.
don't know. Fucking number 34. Just do number 34.
You don't know if there's plays back there or if it's an Applebee's menu.
Yeah, he's ordering takeout.
Yeah. Well, that's where like the new defensive coordinator Schwartz, like that dude's got command of our defense.
Yeah,
He's got command.
and you
I
can
mean,
tell.
other than one play that blew up, which resulted in a whatever 70-yard touchdown, and the dude was wide open in the middle of the field. I don't know what happened. That was the one play that our defense blew up on the entire game. Other than that, they didn't score. They got a field goal, or I don't even. What was the final score of the game?
26-22.
Yeah, they got a couple
There was,
field goals after that.
There was one drive where we were playing soft cover 3 or something, and Pickens was friggin' lighting us up in the middle for like 20 yards, but he adjusted it.
Dude, the Steelers had -7 yards in the fourth quarter. We went into the fourth quarter winning by 3. Their offense had -7 yards and we lost by 4. It's fucked up. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it is. Well, see what they're made of. Now they got to go.
Yeah, now that I don't know what they need to do.
Honestly, my opinion, their only chance of getting any momentum back and a Browns identity is signing Kareem Hunt. The team and the city will rally around that dude, and he
will rally.
And he loved Nick Chubb, so he's gonna be like, I'm gonna friggin' I already will run hard, but I'm gonna run friggin' hard now.
Yeah.
But you sign a guy that they're already throwing out these other names like Cam Akers, dude. You go do it if you want to do that. You ain't gonna friggin' win.
LA's willing to give this dude up, and you're just like, oh yeah, come over here, we'll figure you out.
Why is Kareem Hunt
not on?
There should be no question. There should be not. This should not even be a discussion.
It should already been a phone call.
He should have been signed already prior to all of this. You know.
Oh yeah, I agree.
They should have given him a contract. Like that dude.
Couldn't agree more.
That dude, that he complimented Chubb so good. He was another like the heart of Cleveland runner. He's from Cleveland. They enjoyed each other. Him and Chubb, dude. That's not even a thing for me. That's your only chance.
Yeah,
because Kareem would be your
the heart. He'll be your heart.
Chubb, and then yeah, you got Jerome Ford to feature him. But you can't have Jerome Ford being I don't think he's not gonna hold up.
No, I don't think so either.
Not for the season. I just got to go get Kareem. I mean, yeah, I know everyone's gonna be talking about Jonathan Taylor, this and that, but you got to have someone that's got the heart.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
I'm not saying Jonathan Taylor doesn't, but the heart for Cleveland is.
Yeah, exactly.
Kareem. It's Kareem.
Yeah,
he will be licking his chops at this role.
Opportunity.
Trying to run literally running for Chubb. He's gonna be like, give me this chance.
Oh, for sure.
Just my humble opinion.
And he sacrifices his damn body.
Yeah.
like nobody in the NFL.
He already wants to hurt people, but
yeah,
he's gonna want to punish people
Oh shit! We got on a half-hour rant on the old brownies.
Gosh damn it,
Can
Browns.
can can you guys tell we're passionate Browns fans? You know what? I think it's built us. I like the Browns people can make fun of us all they want, and I don't give a shit. Like you're not gonna make fun of me, make fun of the Browns fan out of me. You're just not like it's not gonna happen. I'm a Browns. I'll be wearing brown and orange till the day I die. But I think like from what we're doing now, with Tag and Brag and like weirdly enough, I think that it's helped in that endeavor because we've gone through a lot of adversity,
A ton.
and it's no different than your favorite sports team, going through a lot of adversity always. Um, it's it's allowed us to endure some of that at a young age, in which case we've kind of put that to the test in our fucking on our journey here.
My voice cracked a little bit.
What?
Uh
Uh,
No, it has though.
it'll weather you.
It'll weather you, it'll make you stronger.
The storms that you weather only make you stronger.
Oh,
At least we're one day closer to bow season reopening back up again.
we are. Only 10 days, 11 days away.
11 days in Ohio, 12 in New York, or 10 in Ohio.
It's 19th, 20th, 30th. So yeah, 11.
Shit, New York, Tennessee opens this Saturday. Although I was hunting public land last week. It's crazy, dude. There's these chunks of public land that are open already in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And they like the one specifically that I was hunting follows the Kentucky like dates. So it's been open for a couple weeks now. But a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
And
if it's in the state of Tennessee, they don't like advertise that.
no, they definitely don't advertise that, but it's pretty cool because I think I'm actually going to go on Thursday again and do a little hang and bang mission. These deer, like the acorns are falling like crazy down here. I mean, like crazy. It is. I mean, I was sitting in the woods last week just listening to them rain. And if you find the white oaks, I mean, they're huge and they're already ripe. They're not even green anymore. They're already like brown and ripe.
Yeah, deer gotta be pounding them. But they're probably also everywhere. So it's not like the deer are localized to like this tree.
Right. You gotta
localized to the woods.
Yeah. And it's so weird. There's like out at this spot, they normally they plant like corn and beans, but they did away with all of the ag budget on this. I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of acres. They did away with all the ag budget on this property for this year. But there's something planted in these fields. Like they planted, there's like a tall like switchgrass type. It's almost like a plot, like a
sorghum,
yeah, some sort of screening. There's that planted in some of these fields, and then there's this plant that honestly looks like beans, but it has no pods. And they were saying it was like some sort of herbicide or some shit. But I have no idea what it is, but
is it just a forage bean?
I don't think
there's some varieties of beans that, I mean, they'll get pods, but not many.
No,
we grew one of those last year.
Yeah, no, I don't know what this is, but nonetheless, the deer are hammering it right now. Hammering it. Like our buddy Chris went back to this spot the other day, and the time before I went with him, he was sitting on one of these fields and he saw 16 deer. And then the time after, we went and hunted acorns when I went, didn't see a damn thing. And then the time after, he went and he saw another 10 deer and one nice buck. And they're all hammering this stuff. It's so crazy. I don't know what it is. I'll take a picture of it on Thursday when I go out there to see if you can, the guru himself can figure this out and what it is. But
identify. So it's
It's-
something that they planted, though.
yeah, they had to have, because it's in the fields that were normally planted in corn or beans.
It's got to be like a cover crop of.
Yeah, I don't know, and I guess it's not getting harvested, and maybe that's why they planted it, because they didn't want to spend like the time and money on the harvest. I don't really know, but apparently the budget for the ag on this property was cut, and this is what they're doing.
That's kind of weird. Like the budget, yeah, it's a budget to plant it, but you're making money off, or you should.
That's what I said too. The only thing that Chris was saying was, there was a tornado that swept through there last year,
wiped it out,
and maybe that budget had to go to like the cleanup of, because I mean, they got to clean. They do have to do some cleanup for that. They don't need any like widowmakers hanging, or there's still people in and out of this place.
Well, yeah, they have like a
frequently
road system in there,
right? And there are a ton of roads back in here. There's a ton of roads.
Are they all gravel?
No, some are, but not. No, it's a lot of roads, and there's like trails or whatever you want to call them, that are there as well. But yeah, I don't know.
You see a lot of people?
We saw one. There was 2 trucks parked in the one spot that we drove by, and other than that, no. His buddy was hunting another spot, and I didn't see him. But I don't know. I saw this dude. I met this dude at the bow range yesterday, and he said that it gets populated up there, but I don't know how it could. I mean, it's literally a couple 100,000 acres.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But there's good, I mean, Chris has footage of multiple, like, good bucks. Like, there's good deer in there. There's no doubt about it.
It's so big.
Yeah, it's so big, and they have everything they need. Food, water, cover. Like, they've got everything they need. It's just about finding them and, figuring it out a little bit more. But there's definitely good deer to be hunted in there, which is cool. It's exciting. Like that unknown portion of it, where you're just kind of sitting there,
just wanting a good buck. Like that is, I think about that a lot, and with how crazy everyone gets, when us included, with trail cameras. It's
oh my gosh,
I'm not gonna hunt in there until I know there's a good buck in there. It's like exactly what you're going in after. But there was, going to sit in the woods, and especially the rut, when we were growing up, and you're just waiting to see horns, and you just wanted to see something good.
Yeah, you were hoping that it was like something decent, because it didn't matter. Like if it was horns, you were shooting.
Well, yeah, and there was no you were just going after a good buck. There was no identifying.
Right.
This
now you identified when you walked up to them.
Yeah, when now, the deer specifically, about them and their age or close age from the trail cameras.
Right.
You don't see them running, chasing the doe, and you're like, oh, 3-year-old, shoot them.
Right.
You're not thinking that or whatever.
Right.
It's
right.
just that's all, you identify them quickly, because you're like, oh yeah, I could,
I know who that is.
That's so and so. That's a shooter.
It's almost like us as hunters, we write the script now, which is, yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. It's like it's the nature of the beast now. It's how we hunt. But I mean, if you're a serious whitetail hunter specifically, but even mule deer, elk, I mean, guys are targeting a certain animal no matter what species you're hunting.
Yeah.
But I mean, especially with whitetail, because I just think it's the most popular like big game animal to hunt, and you can actually own your own property or lease your own property and quote unquote manage them, so to speak. But we try and write the script. I mean, there's so many. How many people out there you hear they get a trail camera picture of a big deer and they're like, "This is it. This is who I'm killing this year." Like, you have any fucking clue that deer is going to be around when you're actually in the woods?
This is the one I'm going after.
So it's like there's part of that. There's part of it that's good, obviously, because the age structure and everything is growing, is maturing.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of that that's kind of bullshit, because it's Mother Nature. Like, you're trying to predict the weather, so to speak, and it's, I don't know. There was a major part of me going into the hunt last week where I had no idea what any deer looked like on this specific property. I was going in there, I was looking for sign, I was looking for the right tree that I thought was going to be solid, and I was going to hang and hunt. And when I heard footsteps coming, like, who knows what it was going to be.
Your heart will beat.
Right.
There's obviously, I love trail cameras and watching deer. That's honestly one of my favorite things to do. But I do think there is if you hunt a lot, you need to make a point to hunt that way sometimes.
Just to get back.
Yeah, you got to get back to your roots. Or you got to get, not even your roots, you got to get back to hunting
the roots. Yeah.
Because that's where it's all been. I mean, trail cameras have been what? I don't know, 15 years, 20 years maybe.
Yeah.
Of like really here, but shit, for eternity, all of time. Hunting's the longest sport, what if that's what you want to call it, activity in the world. I mean, it's I don't know, just that's where it all, you didn't know what you were going after.
No.
Or if you did, you weren't studying pictures of it. You would maybe go into an area and see sign, or you see this certain deer, you catch a glimpse of them, and you know that there's a good one in here, whatever.
Sure.
And you want to go after them, but part of the anticipation, the excitement was you didn't know everything about them. You didn't know that until you got them.
Right. Yeah.
Like you just know, oh man, there's a big wide one in here. I don't know how big he is until you get your hands on him.
Sure.
And that was part of that was just part of the excitement of it. And now everyone knows how big his bases are before you put your hands on them.
Yeah, they got them all measured up before you even shoot them. And it's like, once again, there's part of that that's good, because it establishes some sort of age structure and hierarchy, and it allows, there's a lot of people out there that are planting food plots, managing deer for the better, which is great. Like, we're, essentially you're taking the jobs out of like the legislation's hands, and you're putting it in your own hands and trying and affecting your little certain area, however big your property is. You're affecting that little area the best that you can, which is great. But yeah, it just, sometimes it feels like we're trying to write the script. And even in North Dakota, like, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, we got these bucks on camera, a couple of them that we're specifically targeting. And I would find myself at night laying in bed or whatever, looking at the weather. Okay, the wind's going this way this day, so we're gonna go kill this one this day, and then we're gonna go over here, and after the cold front, we're gonna go kill Delonte on Wednesday or Thursday. And it's like, man, the more that you get into that, the less I feel like, the less chance it's going to happen.
100%.
The less chance, the more you try and like squeeze the lemon and juice that fucker until you kill him, and make every scenario right or perfect in your head to where it can happen or it should happen,
Yeah.
the less the less chance that it has to happen.
Yeah. How often do you write a script and it actually works?
Not in the hunting world. No, I mean, not in the hunting world.
And
Like,
if it does work, it's not how you wrote it up.
right, exactly. You may have put yourself in the right spot or the right scenario, but I guarantee you he showed up from a different corner of the field or a different direction than you thought or whatever, and you were just in the right spot.
It would be fun. It would be fun one year. You know, I wouldn't do this like everywhere, but it would be fun to take a hunt, like a farm or a spot you hunt or camp, and just say,
No trail cameras?
I'm not running trail cameras this year.
Yeah.
Because think about now you're gonna hunt like opening day evening, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna see. Yeah,
Right.
it's time again. Now, like the way
time.
I'm thinking is, all right, nothing's moved into that property yet. Like I'm not even gonna go.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll hunt or whatever. Maybe I'll go shoot a doe, but I'm not. I know what I'm gonna see or not gonna see.
Yeah. Your finger's already off the trigger.
Which that's not necessarily the case, but you think you know.
Oh, exactly.
And it would be cool to just go in there for the first day, like I'm going to find out what's in here.
Well, and then you make the decision. You make like if push comes to shove and you get an opportunity, you make the decision in the moment. You know.
Yeah.
You make your harvest decision in the moment. I mean,
or maybe it goes back to just no cell cameras. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would just be fun for definitely would throw a different feeling into your
because
going to hunt your property.
Yeah, I mean, because you're still going to pay attention to the wind, the weather, the pressure, all that stuff, the time of year, whatever. Like that's all still going to be a factor. But you're not going to go into the hunt either so highly anticipating it because you quote unquote know he's in there, or already taking the bow out of your hands and going in for like an observatory sit. That shit pisses me off. Yeah. I mean, it's part of scouting, but if I'm going in to set up a stand and I'm getting in that stand with a bow in my hand, you better damn well think that I actually have the mentality that I'm putting myself in the game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking observe and read a book. Like, no. I'm going to try and get it done. I might be observing a part of the property or whatever, but if I'm hanging a stand, if I'm putting the work in, like I'm putting it in order to get an opportunity. Every time I go into the woods, trail cameras or not, like I'm going in with the optimism that I could and should have an opportunity during this specific hunt. That's how do you not?
I agree.
How do you not? Otherwise, I mean, yeah, with the trail cameras too, it's like now you pick that specific day. I'm going to kill him today. And you go in and do it. You hunt what? Once or twice a year? Like, fuck that. you know? Like, and I'm not like knocking trail cameras by any means, but it's kind of stirred up like a cool conversation because it's real.
It's a discussion piece because we're all, I mean, especially our generation, even anyone that's just getting into the sport, like you're addicted to them. Like you can't, that's what everyone talks about all year is sharing trail camera photos and this is what's on my property and this and that. And it's literally completely changed hunting. And I freaking love them because it's fun. I just like seeing that, but it does. it does make you hunt differently with you thinking that you know exactly what's in there or not in there.
Right.
And I think it would be, and it just, again, it goes back to even when you are hunting with trail cameras, like you see a buck and you immediately know who it is and relatively a lot about them if you've been seeing them for a while. Well, it'd be cool to like put your skills to the test live, and you see a buck as soon as you see him, be able to identify how old is that thing. Like,
Right.
is that a shooter, or is it one of those things where you don't know what's in there and you're just seeing a 2 or 3 year old rack and you're like, holy shit, I've got to shoot this thing. Like that really puts pressured skills to the test.
Oh yeah. Especially when you're, I mean, yeah,
Yes.
put filming or self-filming into that mix, and it makes it even that much harder, or that much more like timely, where you've got to make that decision and get your shit together to figure out how to document this. And
Yeah.
well, I mean, hopefully you're just documenting it regardless. So the experience is the experience, but yeah,
it would be fun to. I think it's necessary to do that in general, but I think it's cool to do that more. Even like going in, like go scout an area without using trail cameras.
right.
Like go look at a rub or a scrape, or
Just the
and
terrain around it.
yeah, but be able to tell, like, I guess if it is an older buck that you're trying to hunt, like try to be able to tell things about the deer based off those signs instead of just let me slap a trail camera in here and see what he is.
Right.
I don't know. That's a skill. That's kind of a lost skill. Like
Well, I think
people just use their cameras now to let me go throw some cameras in here, and that's my scouting. Like if I know he's in there, they're not gonna slip into the edge of a bedding area or whatever the case is, and let me go try to find the scrape, or let me look at this rub line and say like, damn, this deer's, or better yet, like even ballsier, which sometimes you don't want to do, but let me go jump a buck out of his bed, and that's his bed. Like you can't do that multiple times, but you can do it once.
Oh yeah, dude, the dude that I was talking to at the bow range yesterday, I was talking to him about hunting this specific piece of public and just hunting public in general down here in Tennessee, and he had some good knowledge and just feedback and whatever. But he said, he's like, when I go there, he's like, I push in, I try and find the river systems. He's like, because I feel like that, I find the most sign if I can find cover closer to water. Like that's where I find the most sign. And he's like, I push in until I jump them. He's like, I push and push until I jump them.
And that's kind of your scouting.
Yeah. Well, then you know what it is,
and where he was at,
and where he was at. Because more than likely, if it's a 4+ year old deer on public land, like that's a safe haven for him.
Yeah.
Even if he's been jumped in that specific spot before, he feels safe enough to be there and escape, and that's what it is. I mean, there's no deer. I don't think the deer are thinking necessarily I'm going to get in a spot where nobody's ever going to see me. There's the hunting pressure and just the people. Like, I just feel like there's too much. An abundance of that for that to even be realistic. A deer,
not frequent, that's for sure. Like they might find those spots, but it's not.
A big buck is looking for spots where he can feel concealed. He can also have a good vantage of danger coming to him, and he can get the fuck out when he needs to.
Yeah,
unscathed.
Did I escape alive?
Yeah, yes. Right. And if he did it once, well, he knows he could do it again.
Yeah,
so
obviously,
why wouldn't he go back
bothers him in his bed frequently, he's going to be like, all right, I'm sick of this shit.
Right.
I'm gonna go find a new bed, but yeah, bumped a couple times and he successfully escapes, doubles back around and comes back and he's like, "Up, danger's gone."
Yep, I
I'm
can
back
get
in my
back up
bed.
here. Wind is good. I can see far. And if they
Good
try
work.
and do that again, well, I'm gonna
I know.
slip out the back door and see you later.
Good topic of discussion.
Yeah, it is. I'm
Just
looking
with
forward to.
how, yeah, it's just cool with how hunting is a sport where even like with bows and everyone's trying to come up with another product or like something that's new technology, and how is it going to make hunting
Better,
or easier?
easier, right?
Yeah, like how well,
You're
I need to have a game changing product. Like the hunting industry is just saturated with, I don't want to call them gimmicky products because some of them are good products with
some, but it's a lot of bullshit.
and good companies, but like how much different can broadheads get? It's physics. You know, you're not it's very simple when it comes down to it. How much different can arrows get? How much different can even bows? Like
Well, the bows, yeah, the technology now. I mean, what more
so
do you
much of
need?
it, yeah, so much of it is just, and you know, again, I'm not knocking bow companies, but so much of it is just how can I market the next bow?
Oh,
Because I have to
100%.
sell
It's
them.
it's
I
all
have to sell
marketing.
them. Like, and I'm not saying what the technology that they put into a new bow is not like legit, but we'd still be fine if we were all shooting Matthew solo cams or
Yeah.
whatever
Oh, for
from
sure.
15 years ago. They were shooting 300 feet per second.
They were killing shit.
They were killing stuff, and they were whatever 60 to 80% let off.
Yeah.
What else do you?
No, I
Yeah, like
agree.
what I mean, it's archery hunting. We're trying to keep the heritage and that like nativeness. That's the
Oh,
point of archery hunting. Like
right.
the challenge of it, stick and string, you know.
Well, and
So
that's what was, I mean, yeah, that was what was cool about going up to this public land, because even after, you know, I met up with Chris at the truck, and then we met up with his buddy down the street, and we all just were talking and talking about what we observed and what we saw. And
back in the
so,
truck.
right. And so Chris is saying things that I'm noting in my head for the next time that I go in there. His buddy is saying things. He saw a shit ton of deer eating in fields with certain crops in them or not crops, whatever, but they were eating on something specific and there was a lot of deer there. So now I've noted that. And now the next time I go, or even looking at OnX, like I'm looking at the surrounding areas on OnX going, where will I go next
Yeah.
based off of this information that, I already that we got as a group together. So I don't know. That portion of it is just refreshing, the unknown and just the strategy around it, not necessarily targeting a specific deer or leaving the weight of the hunt on whether you see or have an encounter or get an opportunity at a specific deer, but more or less just finding the deer. Like that was the success of it all.
Yeah.
Just finding the deer.
Yeah.
So
Back to like, yeah, that's what hunting 101 is. Find the
yeah,
deer.
no, I know. Good shit.
It is
Good shit.
cool. Refreshing to think about that hunting that way.
Well, yeah, and
It really is.
for those of you out there that are just, maybe you're bored or you're don't have your quote unquote target buck like picked out or seen yet or whatever, like think about it. Go stomp around some public a little bit. Get the juices flowing. It will help you going back to your permission piece or private piece or whatever you got. Like it will help you ultimately. It's
Yeah,
it's
or it
going
doesn't
to.
even if it's not public, hunt your permission or private piece that way.
Yeah, true.
Go freaking look at sign and like
Yeah.
if you're not someone that runs cameras all summer and you're not, which again don't you can't even go off that information because these with acorns dropping and velvet shedding, these everything's gone. Everything is like everything's moved and gone, or
Yeah.
for the most part. So yeah, just go smell a leaf and pick
See
up
if it
some shit and see how warm it was, and then friggin' hunt that way.
see if it smells like buck.
Taste it.
Taste like dog shit.
Taste it and be like, hey, this buck was eating, or this was a buck that was eating soybeans.
Oh yeah, I can taste the soy in there. A little salty.
Soy. I'm gonna hunt this edge of this soybean field.
Oh, this buck. He was eating acorns. I can taste it. I can taste the nut in his poop.
Guano.
Well, I suppose that's it for this week, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get another Tennessee hunt in later this week, and we got North Dakota vlogs that are still flying off the shelf. We got a couple more left to launch, and then we will be on to Tennessee, Ohio, and New York for the next couple weeks for sure. So good stuff. Season is around the corner. It's here in a lot of places, and the mornings are getting cooler. It's feeling a little bit more like fall around here. The leaves are starting to change a little bit, and damn it, that feels good.
Sure does. Does feel good.
Well, Dino,
it's been real.
Good chat. I feel better than when we started. I do.
Yeah,
I feel better. It felt good to blow that steam off and then talk some hunting strategy, and yeah, I feel better.
Me too.
So
good combos.
For all you goose chasers out there, you go shoot your bow, go do something special, go get outside and keep goose chasing.
Till next week.
We'll see y'all.